Hey everyone, welcome to the live event. If you can hear me, please let me know. If you can hear me, please let me know. I am going to go check in the room for us because this has been a busy day. Let me go to the room, make sure we are all here, and thank you guys for being here on time. And I was a little late, I apologize. Here you go, I can see. All right, good. Hey everybody, welcome. My name is David. I'm the admin of this group, host of this group, and every week I come to you and give you some content, some things that could benefit you and your business. Actually, I see something I want to change. Anything that could benefit you and your business. Here we go. You're going to like it. Boom. Anything that can benefit you and your business in the tax industry. It is the one thing that you need to understand each and every day is that you have to get better for your customers. You have to get better for your business, for your teams. And for the last 14 years, I've been in this industry working alongside some of the best, and of course, learning and getting mentored by them, as well as performing and understanding the business myself. And for 14 years, I've learned a few things. The three things that I'm very good at are building a core team, attracting the right customer, and last but not least, increasing your fees. Because I believe you should charge what you're worth. This is an important philosophy that I take on. I think you should charge what you're worth. And a lot of people don't understand how much they're worth today. And so today I'm going to cover how you actually charge more, how you build more value, because this is an important part of business. And so let's go ahead and share this thing here. Just so y'all know, I do have a tax business growth academy. Every week I meet with tax business owners like yourself who are trying and really devoted and dedicated to growing their business. And what I do is I coach them through some of the most important topics that are really relevant to their business right now. And I've been doing this and I really enjoy it because I believe one of the things that is important to me is to give back, to contribute, to make sure that what I leave behind is valuable. And so I do this every week. If you're interested in joining or want to know more about it, just shoot me a DM. I'd love to get you on a call and talk to you about the opportunity to work with me, especially as we get into the second half of a tax season. Many of our current enrollees or academy members, they're going through this program and they're seeing all the benefits of the early seasons, like the early season customers, the people who come in very early because they have higher refunds and so on and so forth. But that's not really where the gravy is anymore. Like this is really where it goes. Is the second half of the game is really where it's played. And I'm going to teach some incredible strategies on how to position yourself as the authority in your marketplace, how to attack a niche, how to charge more per month on a subscription model, and how to really grow your business to the next level. And so I'm going to talk about that in our course, in our academy. So if you want to be a member or want to learn more, please let me know. All right, so welcome. My name's David. Like I mentioned, I'm already done with that. So how to charge more and be worth it. The secret to getting your customers to pay more for your product or service without any price objections. This is important because the secret is without price objections. Many businesses today will have price objections. And I get it because unless you're the cheapest, pretty much you're always going to get a complaint. You know, I get complaints all the time about our fees, and that's good, right? But at the same time, I don't get a lot of complaints from a lot of people. So it's really what it is, right? It's how we position the price to the customer. So if a customer complains, it's typically because they don't see value in what we're doing. And that is a hard thing to talk about. Now, yesterday, I'm going to give you a side story. Yesterday, I had a conversation with a technology company that I've been partnered with and worked with. And that technology company and I were having a conversation. They were talking to me about how people charge today and how, you know, most of their customers don't know how to charge for the service. It's like a SaaS, software as a service. And so it's like a resale product. And so they were like, how do you guys charge? And I started to talk about it and lay it out and what we're doing. And they were like, this is incredible. How are you getting people to pay you? Like we have customers who try to sell these products and services and resell them and they can't. And if they do, they can't get charged. They don't get enough money. And I said, well, the number one thing is you have to get the mindset of what you are worth. And this is an incredible piece of the puzzle because most people don't believe they're worth very much. And this is like huge to me because I see people today trying to get into business and you know, I was there where you're like, oh, I don't know if I could just charge $100 or $50 or hey man, just give me whatever you got, man. I'll just take that because you are so fearful. You are so restricted in your mindset because you believe that what you're doing is really easy or not very valuable. And the honest truth is what we're doing is one of the most complex things that most people can do. It is a very skilled and very well well misunderstood, but very highly valuable commodities in the world. And I don't want to make you a commodity, which we're going to talk about, but tax preparation is. So, state of the end, I'm going to give you a free gift. So, let's talk about cost versus value. Most people today only pay for things, and I say most people because some people just buy whatever, right? They're not that smart. I hate to say it, but they're not. But most people only buy things when the value of something is greater than the price. So, for an example, you will buy a burger up until a certain dollar amount, and then you won't pay for it, right? Like I went to Vegas once, and they had a 777 burger, $777 because it was a Wagyu Kobe mixture topped with the best peppers and the best cheeses and Goudas and all that stuff, and truffle everything. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but it's still a burger, and I'm still going to eat it. It's not going to change because you did all those things or this kind of beef. I don't want that. I just want a burger. And I'm only willing to pay up to, let's say $15 because I'm in Vegas. If you charge me 25 for a burger, why? Because I don't value burgers more than probably $15. So everybody has a value proposition in their mind, and they're willing to pay for something, and that's the max they'll pay. So this is an interesting thing, because when people don't pay for something, it's because they don't value it. That means the dollar is greater than the value. Like some people won't buy a Mercedes Benz, and some people won't buy a Louis Vuitton, and some people won't drive anything but a Mercedes Benz, and some people only buy Louis Vuittons, right? So whatever your perceived value is what makes you buy. Now, the cool thing about it is the perception is developed or is designed by the person selling it. Like I can tell you, for an example, here's my phone, right? I know I got a background, but I got my phone here. I could say, hey guys, I want to sell my phone right here. We're going to auction this phone off right here live. And you're like, well, what kind of phone is it? I'm like, well, this is a Samsung Galaxy, whatever number. It's pretty nice. It's got a great camera. It's an amazing phone. And I want to sell it to you for $1,000. And then you went online and you said, well, it costs $1,000 online. Why do I want to buy a used phone from you? I say, you're right. $1,000 is probably something you won't pay because, well, honestly, it's just the same old phone. But what if I added to that and I said, well, you're right. It is just a phone for $1,000, right? So it's not worth $1,000 because it's used. What if I told you that this phone has the numbers to 1,000 qualified clients who are your clients too, who could be your clients, who pay me on average $10,000 per year to do business with me? What if I told you I had a list on this phone of 100 clients that pay me $10,000 per year? And if you bought the phone, you would have access to that list. How many of you would want the phone now? Would you think about it? Would you consider buying it? Would it be something that interests you? The honest answer is maybe, right? The honest answer is maybe. Why maybe? Because you're saying, well, David, can I call him? Sure. What if I said, on top of that, I'm going to call them all and say, hey, you are more than welcome to talk to this person. Would you pay more than $1,000 for my phone? What if I told you I'll leave my password open for all my crypto accounts where I have, a few $1,000, and I'll leave it all open, and I'll show you how you can transfer that money off of my phone if you'd like. Would you pay me more than $1,000? And the honest truth is, the more I add to the phone value, and it's all perceived, I didn't give you anything physically. I just said the same phone just has different values, different meanings. You will buy eventually. Now, my job in this session is to teach you how to get people to believe something is worth more than what you are charging. Okay? How to get somebody to pay more or worth more than what you are charging. Hold on one second. All right. So how do you create more value? Very simply, list out the tangible things that you can or do provide to your customers. So here's the first thing, right? I always list out, what do I give my customers when they do business with me? I always do that. And this is an interesting thing for you and me. And I had this conversation yesterday with another customer who I coach. And I said, look, guys, what is this, right? And I don't know if you can see it because, man, the background messes it up. But this is a stack of papers. And I said, a stack of papers is what I give my customers in exchange for $500 to $700. A stack of papers. How many of you on this call, if you're here, please comment, by the way. If you're here, just say hello at least. How many of you would give me $500 for some pieces of paper? And the honest truth, most of you'd say, well, maybe depends on what's on that paper, right? But the honest truth, most people won't pay for paper for 500 bucks. So when we as tax professionals do our job, we are not giving tremendous tangible value. We're not giving them anything other than a stack of papers in a folder. How many people want to get a stack of papers in a folder and a bill for 700 bucks? And if you say you got different problems, because that's not really true, right? So we got to list out what we give them. Number one, we give them a piece of paper or some pieces of paper, and half of them are papers they don't even want to read, right? That's the truth. So number two, list out the intangible benefits. Now, this is where the gold is, because when I think about what I want to give my customer, I don't want to give them tangible things. I don't want to be like, well, if you file your taxes with me, I'm going to give you your tax return. I'm going to give you a cup, and I'm going to give you a cap, and then I'm going to give you a pin drive, and then I'm going to sign you up for the subscription, and I'm going to give, and like I just go on and on about all the things that I'm going to give them, because everything I just listed costs money. Intangible items don't cost money. Intangibles are peace of mind. Intangibles are my assistance when you need it. Intangibles are I'm open year round. Intangibles are my expertise. Intangibles, my education. Intangibles are my skills. Intangibles are the phone calls that I take from you. You can't take those things physically, so you actually are just intangible. Now, time is probably one of the ones you don't want to give away, but if you had to give it away, that's the one thing that you can give away that doesn't cost you that much money unless you're valuable, like super valuable, right? So list them out. Number three, determine the value of each of the items on your tangible list. Pieces of paper, what, $1, $2? So add up the total values. Now, let's go back real quick here and let's talk about intangible real quick. Because if you're a tax pro here today and you're thinking about this, let me tell you something. Tax pros, how many hours did you spend in the classroom learning to do taxes? How many books did you read? How many courses have you taken? How many certifications have you achieved? How many IRS certs have you done? How much time has been spent with thousands of hundreds of clients, whatever it is for you? How much time, energy, missed opportunity, missed time with your family, missed anything because you are the best you can be, have you given to the world? And the truth is, on average, it's probably hundreds of hours, hundreds of hours. And so if you're thinking about this, you're thinking, well, David, what do you mean by that? I'm like, if you just added up all the hours that you spent to be the best damn tax professional you could be, would that be a lot of money? If you just added up the hours and multiplied it times, I don't know, $50 an hour, like you think you're worth, or 100 or 1,000, it is ridiculous. Ridiculous. So why is that important? This is how you build value. This is how you build your own value. Most people don't actually have that value proposition in their mind anyways. So let's go here. So you add up all the total value. To me, honestly, if you were talking to me and you said, David, how much do you think you're worth to use like for an hour? I'm somewhere between $500 and $1,000 an hour, depending on who's talking to me. That's what it costs to do business with me, 500 to 1,000, right? And that's probably just for advice, not for me to do work. And I say that because that's how my value is today. Because I made it, because I said, hey, look, I've done 14 tax seasons. I know a lot about businesses. I know a lot about legal structure. I know a lot about the liability structure, entity formations. I know a lot about things. So my time is really valuable, right? You got to pay me more. And you know, sometimes I get caught up really thinking that I don't charge enough. That's the honest truth. And this is where you build value, right? So you're going to create a stack here together. This is important to understand because I love this part. So to divide your value in half, this is where you should begin your new pricing model. So let me give you an example. If you are a tax professional in the tax world and you say that your time is typically worth $1,000 per hour. Some of you guys are worth that. I know that, right? So divide it in half and it's 500 bucks. And that's where you're going to start your new pricing model. Like, people shouldn't pay less than 500 bucks to see you. People shouldn't pay less than 500 bucks to do business with you. And if you think that they should, you've got a bigger problem, guys, because no client should have just any access to you unless you are not somebody who's very valuable. You have to have some restrictions. So let's test your value stack on yourself. Start preparing to share your stack with you and your new customers. So the way I do it, what I do is, David, would I pay $700 to have my taxes done from you? Maybe. What do I get for 700 bucks? Well, first off, you get me, who have 14 years of tax experience, right? I've taught multiple courses. I've done thousands of returns. I've helped thousands of customers. I've done tax returns for people who get big refunds, but I've also done tax returns for people who owed money, and I helped them lower that tax liability, right? I've helped literally thousands of people do this. I'm probably one of the best in the world at doing this. I think I'm worth $1,000. David, do you believe that? Does anybody believe that, by the way, when you say those things? Do you feel like it's worth money when you say this? Because this is exactly what goes through people's heads when you present price. When you say, all right, Mr. David, we are now done with your tax return. And see here, we did this and this, and your tax preparation fee is $800. How would you like to take care of that today? Maybe some of you couldn't even say 800 bucks. But if you could, would it hurt? It wouldn't hurt you if you knew you were worth it. And what you do is now you present that price with confidence because you know you're worth it. Value stacking is the ability, and let's continue here, right? The ability for you to take on and determine your own value through intangible and tangible things. Intangible and tangible things. And if you don't understand that, what you do is you have a value proposition that does not make sense. It just doesn't make sense to the world. It doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't make sense to your team. People today are going to have a challenge doing business with somebody who doesn't believe they're worth what they're charging. This is a value proposition. So I have these two gifts, by the way. If you want to get two gifts from me, I wish I had bigger pictures. We should have done this. I have a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a value stack. A value stack is very simply put, this is how we charge, and this is why we charge this. So we charge this because we do this tax return. We charge this because we have this many years experience, and this is the protection you're going to get, and this is the peace of mind you're going to receive, and this is the communications you're going to have, and these are the places you can contact us at. And all of this will equal a value for you. And if you understand that, then when you sell your returns, your service, the people who are buying it will say, hey, I understand this. This is easy for me. This guy makes total sense, and he offers tremendous value. So if you want these two worksheets, they're totally free. I'm just going to text it. Once you comment stack below, I will send them to you. No charge, nothing. I'm not trying to get you to do anything. I'm just going to send them to you. And if you want them, what they do is they help you better understand how to create a value stack, and it even gives you a template to be able to create one. And I don't see a lot of questions in here. I see let's go. So if you have questions, I here can take them. And this is really all we've got today because I don't want to go too long. Can you hear me? Awesome. Well, guys, I really appreciate you joining. Thank you so much and have a fantastic and amazing day. Bye-bye.